Yarn Hellions. Look, we're here in person.
I can touch her.
This is episode 13 of the Yarn Hellions podcast. I'm Christine Parker of Christine Parker Co. This is Sarah Flynn of Superfine Yarn Co. We are so excited to be back filming in person. We are vaccinated. We're my vaccinated AF pin, just in case there was any confusion. We have a good show for you today.
So much
stuff to talk about, and we can show each other in person. Yeah, it's gonna be good. We got beginner patterns for you, and we have books, and we're gonna cast on the Retrowhirl Knit-Along. Oh my god, I'm so excited for that. What do you have that's new, Sarah? What's going on?
Yeah, biggest thing coming up is Great Lakes. So first in-person show. So really excited about that. Just it's sneaking up on me so quick.
I know. So, it's like 2 weeks, right?
It is. So I've been working on a wholesale order. I've been doing the monthly box colors for yarn shops, which just finished. And so now it's like, oh, I need yarn to bring to Great Lakes. So I'm working on some. I've got a kind of bag of new colors that aren't on the site yet. So those will be at Great Lakes. And just have to kind of dye and twist a lot in the next few weeks to prep. I've got to dig out like tablecloths and signs and stuff. My swiper has not been used in a year. So, so I'm so excited. Please come visit me and come in the booth and say hello. And Christine will be walking around.
I'll be there on Saturday. So we're talking about the Great Lakes Fiber Show in Wooster, Ohio. It's Memorial Day weekend. I don't remember the actual dates.
29th and 30th, Saturday and Sunday. Yeah,
I'll be there. I'm going to come down on Saturday. Hopefully I'll be there all day, unless I get bored and or tired. And then I will go home. We have, at Sarah's booth, we have, Sarah will have little, you probably can't see, little Yarn Hellions pins. You can come get them. They're going to be little freebies, or I'll have some in my pockets when I'm walking around. So come say hi to us if you're in the Northeast Ohio area. There's so many. I'm so excited to see all of the like local dyers and spinners and weavers and the sheep. I love looking at the alpacas. They're so cute.
There's usually not like many food, like trying to think like a food truck or two. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah, like there's usually like, a few things to eat.
Yeah. Our friend Amia is going to be with you, right?
She is. Actually, I need to check in with her and just to make sure of our schedule. But yeah, she'll be bending with me on Saturday.
Cool.
I think I'm going to go solo on Sunday because it's usually a little less busy on Sunday, but we'll see.
I am excited to meet her IRL. I haven't met her in person before.
Another librarian.
Love librarians.
So besides that, I put on my stories, but I am addicted to Fiber Hustle, which is a podcast out of Seattle. It's Erin and Chip. Erin knits and crochets, and Chip is a quilter. And it's such a good dynamic because they're doing, it's almost like us in the way that they're doing different things, and they kind of like, intersect a little, and they appreciate each other's artistic abilities. So really super, super fun. So I'm going backwards all the way through, and I'm on episode 10 now, so I only have 9 to go, and then I'll be caught up for good. So they only put theirs out once a month, and that's not often enough for me, guys.
That is not acceptable.
Please ramp it up a little more. Just for me.
Just for Sarah.
Yes, please do that. And I'm getting a haircut today, so I wanted to show you guys. I'll put up later. I getting it really dyed, and that's not by me. And once I get to this point, I wear it in a ponytail 100% of the time, and then there's no point in having hair this long if it's in a ponytail. So I'm gonna go like a little bob or a little shorter.
Not cute. Sure.
Yeah. So I usually get to this point and then cut it off.
Hair.
So
you could shave your head.
I could. I've gone short, but never that short.
Yeah, I did. This is a grow out of a buzz cut, and my hair is finally long enough to put in a ponytail. I know we're going the other way.
So, and I put We've started getting people sending us a few things, which is really exciting. So
Yay,
we're going
thank you.
to review a few things in the episodes to come. But I added the Hildebrand address in our YouTube bio. So if you'd like you're a maker, you'd like to send us a skein of yarn or whatever you make, we would use that for our giveaways. So you can send us stuff. We would really appreciate it. We always love getting mail.
We do. We love presents.
It's fun.
My birthday is coming up, just so you guys know. Which is a good transition to the next thing I want to talk about, which is Worldwide Knit in Public Day. That is Saturday, June 2nd. June 12th. Saturday, June 12th, which is the day after my birthday. I don't know why I messed that one up. And I'm going to host a knit-along, not a knit-along, but like a knit-in, like a knitting hang in person at Edgewater Park in Cleveland. So if you're in driving distance of Cleveland, come hang out with me. Sarah will be there. If it's not too hot, I'll have Phyllis Vance Refrigeration. A couple other people told me that they're going to come, Cleveland knitters. It's Worldwide Knit in Public Day, but that's a made-up holiday. It's not like a federal, you won't get the day off.
Call into work and see how well that goes.
Bring your crochet, bring your spinning, embroidery, hand sewing. Do people do that? Do people quilt by hand?
Little teeny stuff.
Yeah, so just come hang out. The beach is there. Bring your own chair and your like water and snacks and whatever you'll need. I will be there from 1 to 5, and I will be knitting, and it will be in public, and that's the day. So I would love to see you guys. That would be really fun. Next is the giveaway. Yay! It's the 2 skeins of yarn. This is, tell me the sparkle.
Pennyroyal, and it's Sparkle Sock, yeah.
Okay, so the colorway is Pennyroyal, which is what I used for my own Retrowhirl set. This is 2 skeins of Sarah's yarn, and it's really squishy, and it's sparkly, and it's purple, and I love it. So we have that, and the... Yes?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was just going to say I drew the winner.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it's Diane G.
Yay, Diane G!
Who comments a lot on our show,
yeah.
So thank you.
Wait, is that the Diane G who is reading all of the Nevada Bar books?
I think it is.
Oh my God. Yay. Thanks, Diane. So you'll get these 2 skeins. We'll mail them to you, and I will gift you a copy of the Retrowhirl hat and KAL set. So you can make these with us. Yay. Thank you. These are so pretty. I want to take them home. I'm not allowed to do that. Let's do that.
So this week, our giveaway is from Tina's Twisted Fibers. If you don't know her, she's another Northeast Ohio dyer. And I'm pretty sure on the map for last year, she was next to me at Great Lakes. Ooh. So if you come visit me at Great Lakes, Tina's booth should be, I think it's a little socially distanced, but she'll be next to me in my building. So this is a peachy kind of skein.
Hold it up.
Sorry, I was trying to read. Oh, so DK weight, 70% superwash merino, 30% silk kid mohair.
Ooh.
So really light peachy with like some speckles in there.
That's really cute. And there's a little stitch marker.
There's a stitch marker. I was trying to read what it said, and I can't. Knitting Diva. It has like a little crown.
Nice.
So.
Is it called Peachalicious? Because that is so cute.
It is called Peachalicious.
I love that.
So, we're going to talk later about our favorite beginner knitting patterns. So comment below with your favorite beginner knitting pattern, and you'll be entered to win this luscious skein.
Cool. So today we are casting on our Retrowhirl patterns. I'm going to make the cowl. What are you going to make?
I'm starting with the cowl too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we have our yarn. I just bought a brand new shiny skein of Sparkle Sock, Euclid Sparkle Sock, that Sarah dyed. It's real pretty. I'm going to do blues. I posted yesterday on our Instagram feed that I finally figured out what yarns I was going to use, but that I lied. I didn't use any of those. And then I I just like went stash diving and pulled out all of I have a bunch of little minis from Sarah's Advent kit. I pulled out all the blues.
Gosh.
So these are all Sarah's. And then I have, there's a whole bunch in here. Lots of blue minis. And then I have I even just went and pulled out all the little tiny scraps. Because you can, if you have a couple of yards of yarn, you can, and you're doing rows. Yeah, you can get a few rows in with the helix knitting. So I'm going to use some of these up because I saved them. I'm like, this is enough yarn to do something with. I just don't know what it is. So I have found the purpose.
At the top with a berry. Do you know which one that is?
These are from a rainbow kit.
So cute.
I think there's 12 of, these little minis by Lamb Woman Knits. She's on Etsy, and this kit, I use it in my photos a lot because I line them up and they're real pretty, and it's a rainbow fade from neon pink all the way through to neon purple. So I pulled out the blue ones to use. What yarn are you? Is that a new colorway?
It is. So I have a new base, which is a superwash sock 80/20, 80 superwash merino, 20 nylon, called Entice sock. And this is the color Fake Empire. So just super multicolor. Trying to think of name to call, my brother had been calling it dumpster, which doesn't make it sound real entice. So just throwing a bunch of color on there and it turns out really nice. So we're refining that a little bit. So I think I'm going to have a little line or maybe a monthly club with these colors. But yeah, dumpster's not going to be it. So trying to think of something a little nice with that. So this is the colorway Fake Empire, which is a one of a kind. So pretty much just tons of color in there. So this is it.
That's going to be really cute. Are you going to make the hat too?
I'm going to make the hat too.
Nice.
So best thing about being a dyer is I just walked over and just pulled it off of so this isn't on the site yet, but it will be at Great Lakes and then on the site after that.
I don't know. I kind of like dumpster. That's pretty funny.
I'm trying to kind of think, what were the other ones? We had, Sprinkle Dumpster was one. And then we're kind of going toward maybe what was the other thing? Oh, maybe dump truck or a cement mixer because it mixes all the colors together, something kind of like that. So I'm doing the monthly colors for yarn shops, but I don't have a monthly club for just customers. So that was an idea.
I'm all tangled.
Not a good start. Love it if you cast on with us. And what is the hashtag?
The hashtag is YH Retrowhirl KAL, KAL. And I'll put it on the screen so you can see. Wow, I'm really tangled. What is happening here? I'll put it on the screen so you can see. So if you cast on with us and you want to share your progress on Instagram, you can use the hashtag and you can tag us so that we can see it and we'll share it in our stories. And if you use the hashtag, then if you go to the hashtag page or whatever, then other people can see what you're doing. And
I'll be knitting mine at Great Lakes too, and a little downtime.
So
I'll have my sample there if you want to come squish it too, or buy yarn to start casting on if you want to cast on.
I don't know if I've ever shared this, but I want to share one of my favorite little tips for making a huge mess.
For making a huge mess. Thank you, Christy. We'd love to know your secrets for making a huge mess.
I have a lot of them. The trick is to never put things away when after you're done using it.
Make sure couch pile is on point.
Okay, here's an end, I think. So, longtail cast on, you never know how much yarn.
I never know.
Right. So it's so annoying. You either run out early or you have 9 yards too many and you're like, that's a waste. So I'm going to show you a trick. if you wrap your yarn a couple times around your needle, you can sort of guess, like get pretty close. So I do it in like multiples of 10. So I know that I need 156 stitches to cast on for the cowl. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I know I need about that much to cast on.
So then you just like...
Exactly. Yeah. Really so then like, here's 4, 5, and then you get all the way to like, I would probably do 16 for like 160. And it's you still have a little bit left over, but I never run out. And it's not like a huge, big, long, extra tail that I'm never gonna...
Because you're like, if I get to the end of this and I need that extra tail, I'm going to flip out.
I know.
No, that's really good. I wing it and it doesn't always go well.
What cast on are you using?
Just long.
Oh, you're doing long tail?
Yep, long tail.
Just winging it?
Just winging it. So we'll see who does that. We'll post later how we're doing. So are you, as you go through, are you picking minis as you feel like it? Or are you doing 2 rows, 2 rows, 2 rows? Do you have like a plan, or
I have no plan.
Ooh, I like that.
Which often stresses me out, but it's good practice to have no plan and to just the thing about this pattern that's cool is that, like I said, you can use up these little teensy little balls, and like when you do helix knitting, you can just knit with your little tiny piece until you run out and then add in another color. So it's sort of random, but then like the bigger minis, I think I might like if I add one of these in, then I'll knit with it for a while until I'm bored of it, and then I'll switch out to something else. But yeah, no plan. I just know I'm going to use this blue all the way through, and then add in the other scraps as I go.
Do you do a different cast on? Do you do a stretchy cast on for the hat, or a different one for hat and cowl? Or
I do both. I typically use German twisted cast on for most of my in the round projects, because it's stretchier than a regular long tail cast on, but not as stretchy as I swear there's I know there's Judy's Magic bind off.
Now that's cast on, because
Judy's Magic cast on. Okay, that's the one with the toes. It's Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off.
Yep. Yeah. I think I've used that one.
I think there's a matching super stretchy cast on too.
Maybe there is.
But I don't, if I have tried it, I don't think I liked how it looked, or maybe it was too stretchy and my the bind off flared out. You know how sometimes it'll do if it's too loose? Mm-hmm. This is so fun. In my head, I'm pretending that everyone is at home and we're all casting on together, and it's just the funnest knit-along ever.
I have to admit, I've never done a knit-along before. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
It's never happened. Definitely since I've been dyeing, I just, haven't done it just because I'm always dyeing. But then I think before that I just wasn't on social media as much, so I just had never done one. I always look at them and think, oh, that would be nice. So now I'm doing it for real.
It's really I love when the test knitters, that's sort of like a knit along too when you test a pattern, but when they were testing the Retrowhirl set, I was like, aw, I want to play. That's so fun. Everybody's talking and sharing about their yarn colors and what they're planning and whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'm just the designer over here all alone.
While everyone has fun without me.
I ended up casting on another hat with them because I just wanted to participate.
Oh, the light colored one? Mm-hmm. I saw that.
I just finished it yesterday, and I was like, oh, I need to bring it to show on the podcast, and then I couldn't find it. Story of my life.
Well, this is your first time having to pack up everything and bring it over
That's
here.
True.
So.
Yeah, We did 2 episodes in person, right? Before, like, the pandemic got too scary and we decided to Zoom.
Yes.
Well, this is way better than Zoom. Oh, crap.
Uh-oh.
Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to cast this on while I'm, like, trying to be, you know, on camera and, like, think about what I'm going to say. And I have already screwed it up. I switched from German twisted cast on to regular longtail cast on. So, like, I'm going to have to go and tear it out and do it again.
I have Cyclone.
That's pretty.
Yeah. So, lots of oranges, teals. This is on Riota Sock, which is my other superwash base, which is 85.15. So I've got, I think there's 5 of them in the shop now. Can't tell if it's blurry or not, but yeah, that's a really nice one. And on the DK base, I've got Amethyst, which is purple, but there's some little teal spots in there.
Pretty.
Yeah. And then normally it doesn't work out this way, but I have the monthly yarn box colors that I'm shipping out to yarn shops. So I can show you, and if you like any of them, you can buy them at the shops I send them to. So
Ooh.
I know, they're all pretty vibrant this month. So this is, it's just the name of the month. So this is going to be the June. This is back to the other superwash sock, which is Entice. So 80, 20. Yeah. So, oh my gosh.
So nice.
Big and squishy. So, kind of peachy. Corals, little pinks in there. Around the table is the local yarn shop that carries this. And then I have 3 other shops. So you can just send me a message if you're interested in this. I'd love to get, I want to make sure, that these shops do well. And
let's share a list of.
Yeah, I could do that where they could go buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if you would like your local yarn shop to carry them, just suggest that and that would be great. I could add more onto my list. So I usually do a superwash sock in each box. So the large box is 24 skeins with 4 different colors. And then there's a small box with just the superwash sock, and then you just get 6. So.
And this is only available in yarn shops, right? You won't have this
so
in
I
your
won't
shop?
have this in my shop. So it's exclusive to yarn shops.
There's so many different shades of pink and pinky peachy orange in here. It's really pretty.
Really, really nice.
That's awesome.
So you're gonna like this one.
Is it green?
For all the rustling. Try not to get them tangled.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! Christine.
This is, I will take all of it.
There's going to be 1 shipment missing.
Oh my god.
So I wanted apple, bright green. So it's 5 different greens.
Oh my god, I love it.
So this is DK. So this will be June 2021 MCN DK color.
But you won't be able to buy it because I dibsed all of it. This is awesome.
Yeah. They're really fun to do because they're not repeatable, and it's kind of nice to just send them on their way and hope they do well out in the world.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
I love this base too. This DK base is so nice.
Great. And I will have some Hildebrandt cowl kits at the show in this base too. So
cool.
And my bulky, which has been out of stock for months,
that's
is
so
back.
pretty too.
So actually, I should give you a skein of this so you could play around with it because you haven't knit with it yet.
I haven't. Oh my god.
So vibrant, brilliant blue with some hot pink and
Oh yeah.
There's greens, a little yellow, a little purple.
This blue is the most perfect royal blue. It's just so bright. Whoops.
That's fine. So I dye in batches of 6, so there's 6 on here. That's what each yarn shop gets.
Oh, I love this base. It's so squishy.
It's squishy. I'm knitting with that base right now, so I'll show you that later. And then last one is the worsted bold BFL. Thank you for being my
Of course.
Here. So baby blue kind of here, and then there's some peaches, like real like dusty rose, a little bit of aqua, a little bit of beige. So really, I like this. It's delicate. It's not as much in your face as the other ones, but still a lot of variation in there.
It's like pastel, but not like for babies.
Cutie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the worsted superwash BFL. So that's what's going in the boxes that I'm shipping to yarn shops this week. I'll have the shops below if you'd like to buy any of these.
And tell your local yarn shop. Tell your shop, hey, get Sarah's yarn.
Yeah, there's a little drop down, and it's called the Yarnton box for yarn shops, so they can get the large or the small. And then it's not like an auto renew. Each month you have to go in and.
Okay, so they could just get 1 month if they wanted to.
You get 1 month and skip a month. You can do it however you want. So that's those. I want to hear about what you're doing.
For the pin club, the May pin is the douche canoe. That just started shipping. But you have time if you want to. I don't have one to show. If you want to get your hands on a douche canoe pin, you have until May 31st to join one of the pin club tiers. And then for next month, the June pin is the radish, where it's like a radish and it says rad in it. So that'll be the June pin. I'm really excited about that. Those are in production right now. And I reordered the Fuck Off I'm Knitting rainbow pins, because I'm almost out of them. I think I have one more I have one more crochet left and like 6 of the knitting ones, and then they'll be out of stock for a couple weeks till I get the restock. And then this past weekend I had a major shop update. I added t-shirts to my list of products, so that was really fun. You can get a Fuck Off I'm Knitting t-shirt, or there's the crochet version. There's also the one that just says "Go away, I'm knitting" or crocheting, if your kid can read. What else did I add? The radish t-shirt. There's like a bunch of new designs that I added that were brand new that I hadn't put on anything. There's a bunch of new stickers. There were some of the pin club pins got added. The older months. I don't even remember everything, but I had a really successful weekend. That was really exciting. A lot of people bought shirts and new mugs and stuff. So I thank you for everybody who bought stuff and shared my posts and told your friends. I really appreciate that. I switched my the cast on I was using, and I cast on backwards. So my tail, like when I go to start knitting,
it's going to be on the other side.
So yeah, I'm going to stop playing with this, and I'll just do it at all. Yeah.
I like how that caked up.
This color's really pretty. Does it have a name yet?
Aquas.
Oh, that's right. We couldn't remember how to say aquas. Is it aquas? Aqueous? We don't know.
I think it's aqua.
It's like the chow glue needles.
Please. We
had to look it up.
And whether bamboo is sustainable. Or cork.
Yes.
And it turns out it is. So I have stuff I have bought because I have just become a full-on sock knitter.
Oh my god.
There is a yarn shop in Clawson, Michigan, which is outside or a suburb of Detroit, kind of. I'm not sure exactly. I met the owners at Ann Arbor Fiber Festival before, and they posted on social media that they had this book, which is Happily Knitting Socks by Mr. Knitbear and Dendennis.
That's amazing.
They're from Belgium, or at least one of them is, so I just started following them. I just got this yesterday, so I haven't even looked through it, so I'm just going to show Christine. If you flip through it, you can see, like, how there's, like, adorable. There's, like...
Sorry, did those say fuck off?
Oh. See? I knew some of these were going to... Oh, my gosh.
They do!
See? Oh,
that's amazing.
Gosh, that's
fuck
hilarious.
Off socks.
See? I didn't even see those. So, life is too short to wear boring socks. Is one of their little things. There were a few in here. I was like, I haven't done...
Don't be a prick socks with cactus on them.
Poo-poo.
Poo-poo socks. Wow, that is a fun book.
It is. So I... Oops. Have not done any color work on my socks. So this will be kind of floating out there from you as I get more adventurous.
Have you done color work
otherwise? I've done a color work cowl. And I liked it.
Oh yeah, okay.
I really did. So I would be up for doing this. There's one other one in here I wanted to show.
They all have funny names.
Little pink go. Oh, ice cream one.
Oh my god!
I just was like,
how cute!
They're little ice cream cones. So thrilled with this. So we'll I put their little Instagram tags on so we could add those.
Okay.
So Ann Arbor also Mint Rain yarn. She does sock yarn, self-striping sock yarn, and the best thing now that I know, I like doing 2 at a time. You get them separate, which is awesome, so they match.
Oh, cool!
And then also learned I want to do my heels and toes in another color. So.
Oh my god, you're a sock knitter.
I know, it's crazy. So look at her little cute owl.
Love that.
And then, yeah, the purple kind of coordinates.
Those are going to be some fun socks.
I'm already just like, I ordered more needles and I'm trying to not cast these on, but it's really taking a lot of willpower because I'm going to become one of those people that have 18 socks.
Oh, that's me. Oh, socks. I thought you meant works in progress.
Well, yeah, it'll be works in progress. So also new project bag. Oh my gosh. So this is from Anomalous Mind, and she was also at Ann Arbor when I was there.
When was the Ann Arbor show?
Now that was their spring and fall. And I didn't go to the last one, but I went, oh my gosh, 2019. I did the spring and the fall. So hopefully this fall I'll do it, but I didn't do, they just started up, they did one a few weeks ago and I didn't do that one. But I love it because it's little unicorn kitties. Little catacorns. So I just, oh my gosh.
That's super cute.
So I'll put her Etsy shop up and so you can check out what she's got.
It's a good sized little bag too.
So just super cute. So of course I needed more project. I had another one of her bags, but I hadn't shown it off yet because it is like a Halloween one. So I bought this one and it's a huge, it's like a sweater size almost, but I hadn't shown that off because it was Halloween. But I'm like, well, I'm showing her stuff off. Look how amazing this is. And then
Halloween is a way of life, not a holiday.
Oh my gosh, I should just use it all year. I don't know why I'm being funny about it, but
and you have pins on it too.
I do.
Cute.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And you have you were going to show your 2 at a time.
I was.
So
bag. I showed the 2 at a time socks last time, but didn't show the bag, which is the best thing about it is split down the middle. So I split these into 2 cakes myself because this was my own yarn. But this is from Allegheny Fiber Arts, and it's funny, this is an Ann Arbor Fiber Festival show apparently. But I wanted to mention the bag, which is a Star Trek bag. So you can see a Spock.
So cute.
There's some bones on there. Spock is saying fascinating. But it's the best thing ever. So I think I actually need to get more of these since I'm casting on more 2 at a time. Because it's awesome that it keeps, so you can see there's like the little blocker.
Little divider.
It's the best thing ever. So they don't get tangled. And my 2 at a time socks I'm a little farther ahead on, but you can feel they're kind of, this is the Romney base, so it's a little more, like natural feeling.
These will be
it's
so
not...
great in the winter.
The whole time I'm knitting them, I'm like, oh, I can't wait. So they're like, a really nice weight, and it's really, these are size 1, so it's like real densely knit too. So I'm pretty happy with them. Oh, and I switched, the problem I was having with laddering was fixed pretty much by, switching up, holding the cable in front kind of, and not letting it like tug too much. Also, I bought 47-inch instead of 30-inch magic loops. So it just gives it like a little more room to be squishy. Yeah. So that has helped too. So of course I needed more needles. So
I have never touched Chow-Gu needles, and these are really nice.
Yeah, and the cables are really good.
Oh yeah, wow.
Then the connection on them is like,
it's super smooth.
And these are actually these are not the interchangeables I just bought because I knew I was gonna do a bunch of socks. I just got
awesome.
The regular ones, but yay.
I'm not allowed to buy any more needles. But I can see, I mean, like these are the Knitter's Pride Nova Platina ones, which I really like. I mean, the tips are fine, but the cable is just a little bit stiffer. Mm-hmm. And the join isn't quite as smooth. It's pretty smooth, but that's really smooth.
I had a super treat yourself because Hohi & Co. is Joji Locatelli's little bag company in Argentina.
Ooh.
And I bought myself a metallic knitting bag. So it has an exterior and an interior pocket. And I have 3-4 whips right now, and they all fit in here.
Oh, nice.
So it's like, nicely, it's not really like a project bag as much as like, let me carry around all of my...
It's like a luxury tote.
Oh my gosh.
That's cool.
So I know Stephen West sells some, and they were like doing like neon, like color blocking ones last year. I was thinking, oh, I might get one of those. And then I saw the metallic. I was like, oh.
Sold.
So, yes. So... that is the end of what I have bought. I just wanted to show my progress on my socks. So I'll show you. This was the one that I showed last time that was a little too big around the top, but everything else turned out good. So I think I have fixed that because I'm finished the heel on the second one. And then I'm just doing magic loop instead of the 9-inch circs, and it seems to be fitting a little better. I just got over like kind of the part of my ankle, so now that I'm like up a little farther, I'm trying it on as I go. So I might need to decrease stitches, but when you hold them like this isn't as wide as that, so I think I'll be okay. So then I'll rip that back and fix from here up. Just because I want them to be.
I can actually see where your gauge changes. Like where you, I think,
at
least
weird?
I think, well, it was like right here.
Well, look at this. You can flip the top down on this. Look how wide, like here, I'll show them first. But this is the top of the sock compared to, like, I don't know if you can see it. Like, the edge is over. So.
It's so interesting. Like they always say, like your needles will affect your gauge. And I'm like, no, I don't believe you.
For socks, there's not a lot of room for error. So now I know, and people who are sock knitters already knew this. So,
we all have
one
to
lady
learn.
said also she goes down, if she's doing her 9-inch circ, she goes down a size if she's going to do that in like the long parts. So there's another
interesting.
thing I can do.
Okay.
So those are going well. And then I cast on something. So excited.
You have so many projects. I love it.
This is like good that we're back in motion because I have so much to show off. I'm so excited that Bulky is back in stock, which there's not any on the site yet because I'm bringing it all to Worcester. But I found, oh my gosh, I have to pull up the picture of it because I did not. Oh my gosh. So I cast on a cardigan in Bulky. So this is, I should know the name, the Kinnikin cardigan by Lynn Morrison. And I saw this and was like, yes, I think.
Yes, please.
I need a bulky cardigan. And it's kind of like loose fitting, so I figure if it doesn't fit, like, I'm always stressed about knitting a sweater and then it won't fit. So this way I can, like, get one under my belt without having a lot of anxiety about it. So
that's how I did my first sweater. I knit the Boxy by, I want to call her Joji, but what did you just call her? Hohi.
Which I learned from around the table. Because
okay.
Beth said it once. I was like, oh, is that?
Yeah.
So I learned from somebody else.
So Hohi Locatelli, I did her Boxy sweater, and it's literally like a square with like sleeves, and it's really fitted and like lots of ease, really loose and floppy and super comfortable. I don't ever wear it though because it makes me look pregnant. I was just thinking though, maybe I can. I knit it really long, and I think that's why it makes me feel frumpy. But if I wonder if I crop it.
Then it would be.
If it would be, yeah. So I'm thinking about doing that.
That would be good. So I did. You cast on holding double for the collar, and then I'm just almost to where you're gonna split off the sleeves. But so that is the top. You can see it's like pretty, like open. Oh, these are 19s. So
19-inch needles. Wow.
Yeah. So that's like, it's like around like the back. So like this is like the collar.
Oh, okay.
Then I'll start like splitting off. You put the sleeves on waste yarn, knit down like the other way, and then do the sleeves. So doesn't seem like it should be too tricky, but I like how this was just like a batch of like one of a kind bulky.
That's fun. That's going to be a fun sweater.
Yeah. So
I'm working on a sweater too, but I didn't bring it.
Oh.
Because I started the So Faded sweater by Andrea Mowry like in 2019, and then I got to the sleeves and I was like, this is boring. I'm gonna put it down for 15 minutes and then I'll come back. Well, 18 months later.
And is that the cardigan one or is that
that's the crew neck pullover?
Okay.
Yeah. But then like the other day I was like itching to work on this sweater, so I've been working on it. I'm almost done with the sleeve that I stopped back in 2 years ago or whatever. But I'm like, I can't figure out, like I can't decide how long I want the sleeve to be. Like I should just trust the pattern and knit what the pattern says, but my head is like, oh my God, that's going to be too long. Like, it's like really scary. So when I get home, I need to try it on and assess. But yeah, the sleeves are the worst part. Everything else is done.
We'll bring it next time so I can see.
I know, I thought about it. In fact, like at 3:00 in the morning last night, I'm like, oh my God, you got to bring your sweater. and I was like, no, like I'm not going to talk about it. Like we have so much other stuff to talk about. Here we are talking about it.
Sweater.
Oh well, I'll bring it.
So that is actually all I'm knitting.
Oh, that's all?
That's all. Oh my gosh.
Well, is it time for beginner
I think it
patterns?
is. Yeah.
Are we ready?
Show me what you got.
All right. Well, I'll start with the Retrowhirl set because I think that this is like an all right pattern for a beginner knitter, an adventurous beginner knitter. Like all these use is like if you can knit and purl and do basic increases and decreases, like you could handle these. Mm-hmm. Because it's just stockinette. Oh, so yeah, I would say if you can knit and purl and basic increases and decreases, and if you've ever knit in the round, obviously you need that skill. Like you could totally handle these. So I would recommend these for a brand new adventurous baby beginner knitter. But my favorite beginner pattern ever, and the one that I started with back when I was a brand new baby beginner knitter, this is the Bluebell Hill scarf. Well, so I have since modified it because I don't like scarves with like dangly ends. I don't know, they get in my way. So I almost always modify them to be cowls or infinity scarves. But the thing I love about this pattern is that it's all same thing, easy stitches. It's all knit and purl. It's stockinette and garter stitch. So you get that like little bit of texture, and then simple increases and decreases to get the chevron shape. It's worsted weight yarn. It takes 3 balls of worsted weight yarn and 3 different colors. It's so fun for like making different color combinations. I've knit, even though I'm like not a beginner anymore, I knit this one all the time because it's great for gifts. It's a scarf, so it goes fast. And in worsted weight yarn, it just flies off the needle. So I love this pattern. It's the Bluebell Hill Scarf by Fancy Tiger Knits. No, Wool. Who's Fancy Tiger? What am I talking about?
I don't see it on here.
Huh, okay. I don't... Well, anyway, okay. So Bluebell Hill Scarf by Wool. It's a free pattern. This was like not this particular one, a different one, but this pattern was the first like real project I ever made that wasn't like, like a weirdly shaped rectangle that ended up like a trapezoid. And it like forced me to learn knitting the increases and decreases, which like those things like that, like when you're a beginner, those are the things that are so scary, is like, doing shaping and learning new stitches. But yeah, so that if you need to learn some stitches and practicing your knits and purls, like that's a great one. What do you have?
Ooh, I looked through Ravelry just for some like ones that I picked ones I haven't knit but that I thought were interesting. This is the Helsing Hat by Leni Hoy, and I've never done a folded brim hat. I don't know why, but I like that they have the different sizes, and it just looks warm and like a really good beginner pattern.
Is it ribbed? Mm-hmm. That's another one that's good for like practicing knits and purls.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
I like that one.
I have a hat too. So this is like a slightly more ambitious beginner pattern. It's hard to see in this dark gray, but it's the Jason's Cashmere Hat. It's a worsted weight freebie pattern. And this would be great if you're like ready to tackle cables. This was my first cable pattern. And it's just like a really simple, I think they're maybe 3x3 cables. All the way up, and then just like basic ribbing otherwise. Yeah, I've made this one a bunch too. It's really good for gifts.
Nice. Yeah. Would look good on everyone.
Mm-hmm. What else? What do you got?
I did Max the Knitter, Maxim Sear, the Volcano Trail cowl. Sorry if this is like super bright. I love the picture. But then, so this is kind of knit in like a little lavender color and gray, but I really liked that. It just jumped out at me.
It looks like, is it garter stitch or reverse stockinette?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's just like really simple stitches.
Construction.
Yeah.
So
I think I've had that in my queue or like on my, I want to knit that. That's really cute.
Yeah. Like if it has a cute picture, I'm like, oh, okay.
Fave.
Yes, please. I did a lot of hats. Or that was my cowl, but I saved a lot of hats.
I have another scarf, which is also, the pattern is a scarf, but I made it a cowl. This one I just did like 3 needle bind off to graph the ends together. But this is the Norro striped scarf by Jared Flood. This is free. It's worsted weight, and all it is 1x1 rib, knit in 2 different colors that you alternate every 2 rows, and then you like carry the yarn up the side. So like there's not, you're not weaving in 10,000 ends for each stripe. And when it, like the ribbing smushes together, it almost looks like stockinette. But this is a good one, I think, for like beginners who want to practice their knits and their purls, or for like a more advanced knitter who wants to learn how to knit in the dark without looking at it. I don't remember if I did that with this pattern, but...
And I think with the striping on it, it like for a beginner who wants it to look like harder than it is, I think it looks like, yeah. The
cool thing about Norro yarns is they have like those really long color changes. So you like pick 2 different colors and they just fade together automatically. But yeah, you're right. It looks like it's way
for people who
fancier.
Don't knit, they might be like, oh, you switch colors every every half inch.
Yeah, so that is the Norro striped scarf. Next.
Ooh, Best Beret by James and Watts. I have never knit a beret, and this has been my cue.
Yeah.
I just I'm smitten with it. So
I've only ever made beanies. I always make, but never a beret.
So that really jumped out at me. I was like, I might need a beret. So
that's cute.
Now it's in my library.
My last one is
colors.
This is okay. So this is technically a modification. I combined 2 scarves, or 2 shawls. I mean, the body is the Boneyard Shawl by Stephen West, which is just a top down, super simple. It's free. It's like stockinette, and then every once in a while you throw in a garter stitch row. I made my garter rows in a contrast color. And then, so like that, the Boneyard Shawl is great for beginners. And then the bottom is the lace from the Holden shawl by, I know her name is Melanie. I don't remember her last name, but I'll link it below. Which if you've never done lace before, the Holden shawl lace is pretty good. It's pretty easy, and it's only one-sided. So like if you've never done lace before, sometimes you have to do lace stitches on the right side and the wrong side, and that is very confusing. Doable, but confusing. I wouldn't recommend the 2-sided lace for a beginner, but this Holden shawl is just one side, and it's the same all the way across, so it's easy to memorize. So that's the shawl. I love this shawl.
Those colors.
Thanks. I ran out of yarn, out of this minty green yarn. I was getting to the bind off, and I was like, I'm not gonna make it. So then I ripped back and I added the contrast yellow bind off. You have a shawl too.
I do. This is a DK shawl. Orbit by Janina Khalio.
Oh, I love her patterns.
I've never knit her before.
I've knit a couple.
It has some nice texture to it.
Mm-hmm.
So
that looks like garter stitch with some simple eyelets. Yeah, eyelet rows. That's
some
cute.
Yarn overs.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be good. Not too intimidating, but looks pretty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her pattern. She does a lot with that eyelet lace, where it's just yarn overs and knit 2 togethers to make mesh or the stripes like that. A lot of her patterns are like that.
Oh, nice.
They're fun. They're well written patterns too.
So that was all of my beginner.
All of them.
Stuff. Yours.
I have one more. I could.
Oh,
I've talked about
this one.
I talk about this one all the time because
I still want to knit it.
It's the Hitchhiker shawl by Martina Bem. 1 skein of fingering or sock yarn. I think it's size 3 needles or 2.5 maybe. And it's just a triangle. You cast on at one end, and then you just keep adding these little stair steps, and it's all garter stitch, and it's really mindless, and it's just my favorite, and I've made a million of these, so that would work for a beginner. The Hitchhiker. Okay, that's it. That's all our beginner patterns. I think. So for the giveaway reminder, leave a comment with your favorite beginner patterns. so that we can make them.
And we can share them on stories too. So.
Oh, yeah. You know, in the last episode, I said that I would share our Instagram, like everybody's Instagram suggestions, and then I never did.
Okay, we can still do it.
Okay.
We're still on there.
Sorry, guys. I dropped the ball. I like had it on my to-do list every day last week. I'm like, you need to share. Like you said, you were going to do this. You told your friends that you would share their suggestions. And then, but like that shop update stuff, I was working like 10 and 12-hour days and I just couldn't do it, you guys. I'll do it this week. Probably. Do you have a book? That looks fun.
I have multiple books. I did really well with reading. I'm just like blasting through audiobooks like crazy. This one I read and had been on like TikTok a lot and people just loved it and I loved it. This is my favorite book I read this year. The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. And just, I put up in the stories once when I was reading it, like, it's worth all the hype. It's just adorable. There is, in this world, there's these orphanages for magical children. Oh. And the main guy in it, his job, he is like works in this kind of horrible place and they oversee the orphanages with these magical children. And so he takes his job very seriously and he's kind of like a straight and narrow guy, goes to work, does his paperwork, goes home, and his like only like joy in life, he loves to listen to records and he has a cat that's kind of snarly and just has this like mundane life. And they send him to this orphanage on the edge of the sea with these really eccentric children. And it's lovely about, you know, being who you are, finding people who are like your people, and like embracing differences. There's so many great things that I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, he learns a lot. So he's supposed to go out and just make sure that they're, you know, the kids are being taken care of like the right way, and should they shut this orphanage down. And of course it's like this free thinking guy who kind of runs it, and it's great. So he goes out there for a few weeks.
Is it middle grade?
I actually don't know. I'm assuming it's YA, but I did not look.
Yes, it is. YA? Yeah, it's labeled YA.
Because my next book was YA, and I didn't think it was. So yeah, please give that a try. It is lovely. My other one, which I'd heard a lot of good things about, which is YA, is The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi. Of course, I love the cover. So this is set in, I think it's 1889 Paris, and there's this misfit group of I don't know if they're kids, like late teenagers.
Young adults.
Yes, young adults. There's these different houses and different orders, and the main protagonist, his house had kind of been disgraced, and he had been kicked out. He wasn't the head of a house anymore. So his whole life he's been trying to like bring the prestige of his house back. And he's kind of a thief, and he has this group, this kind of ragtag little group that helps him. So he has like an adopted brother, there's a dancer that he brought in, there's a historian, so they all have their skills. So it's almost like Ocean's 11, but with young adults. So, you know, and they all are kind of in it to like help each other. And I don't know, it was really, really great.
That's a kick-ass cover.
It is. So there's like a exposition that's in Paris that's kind of like ties everything together, and like the mystery of all of these other houses, they kind of like sneak in to these houses and try and like sabotage things or try and find out more about like why his house was taken down. So those are
real quick.
Yes.
The Cerulean Sea.
Yeah.
Forever until like the other day, I thought it was Cerulean.
Cerulean. I always say Cerulean, so
No, that's
another one.
No, that's right.
We
It's not
cannot-
Cerulean, Christine. But like, you know, like the Crayola crayon, there's a color that's Cerulean.
Cerulean, yeah.
But like for my entire life, it was Cerulean in my head.
When I was a kid, we had a book that had hors d'oeuvres in it, spelled out, and it's like, you know, it's like, and I called them hors d'oeuvres.
Hors
for, like,
d'oeuvres. Yeah.
because that's how it looked to me.
I mean, that's how it's phonetically it's spelled.
Be like that if they did it right. So next 3 are all audiobooks. All highly recommend. I've done some romance on audio. For some reason, it doesn't. I don't know. Romance on audio isn't the same to me, so I have been all about the thrillers on audio.
I get, like, if I listen to romance on audio, I'm like, I have to have my headphones and then I have to like turn it down real quiet because I'm like, oh my god, what if somebody hears the sexy parts?
Overhears,
like I can't listen to
lays
it.
her down.
Can't listen to it in the car. Like if I pull up to a light, I'm like, oh, turn it down.
Oh my god!
Don't let anybody hear the smutty
That's
stuff.
hilarious. And for some reason, like doing the voice, I don't know. Sometimes they like try to do the male voice or the female voice too much, and it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you have good romance on audio that you like, let me know. But oh man, thriller time. So this is an Irish one by Dervla McTiernan called The Scholar. I went through this in like no time at all. Set in Ireland. This is actually the second book, which I found out after I started, but Irish detective and his girlfriend works at a lab, and there is a hit and run of a college student out in front of the lab one night, and she's the one who finds the body. So she calls him panicked. There's this body on the road. He shows up and looks at it, and it's not a hit and run. They could tell that the car had backed up and hit her a second time to finish the job. So he knows there's more going on. Mm-hmm. So, of course, then they find a lab ID in the pocket. And so the student had been like at the university and also at this medical lab. And like, how did she tie into all of this? And it's really good. Really good. Every Last Fear, which I think is Alex Finley's first book, it looked like when I looked them up. And I really won't say much about this because there's a lot going on. Whoa, scanning through. Here's every yarn photo I've ever taken, guys. Family drama, thriller, and you get the perspective of the current day with one of the family members and the past, and it goes through maybe like 5 or 6 family members and their perspective on what happens, and there's a tragedy in the family and how they all process it, and lots of secrets. And same one. I probably did this in 2 or 3 days. It was just really well done.
Love family dramas.
So
Deep Dark Secrets.
I've already told people to read this book because do you remember in the Nevada bar when I was so scared when she went down diving and got stuck in the sunken.
Yes. So scary.
So this is a whole book of that pretty much.
Oh,
which
no.
At the time I mean, now that I've done it, I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I pick this? It is crazy. The Luminous Dead by Caitlin Starling. It is set in space, but on this planet you there's like mining, so you send like scouts down to find things. So it's not underwater, but you have like a headset and you bring down supplies with you, and they work. You have like a handler, and they talk you through. To most of the time you're trying to find some kind of like ore or something that could be mined on these other planets. This girl is kind of inexperienced, but she really wanted to do this as a job, so she kind of faked her references. She gets down there, and they were a little vague about what they wanted her to find, and once she gets down there and they're managing her, she's realizing there's kind of some like dark things at work, and they're not being real transparent with her. But she's down in there, and there's not much she can do. And she kind of just has to forge ahead, and it is, it's so fun. So scary, tense, the whole bit. She gets like farther in, and I can't say enough about it. It's just do yourself a favor and get the audiobook, because it just gets crazier every chapter.
So you're like our thriller reader now.
Yeah, I know. And at first I'm like, no, I only do fantasy and romance.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a sock knitter, so I'm just learning and growing, people. But yeah, so more thrillers, please always send them my way. But yeah, and like on audio, it's the best. I probably twisted yarn for like 6 hours listening to this book. It just
nice.
I'm like a machine, so it's like the best because you don't want to turn it off.
All right. I
read
thrillers,
like 10 books that were just like okay, but these were like
those were your good
big
ones.
Big ones, yeah.
I just finished. Diane G will love this. I just finished the Nevada Bar. You know, every time that I'm like doing this, I think of those reels by oh shit, I can't remember her name.
No.
Stitchin'.
Where it's like
yeah, where her reels that she's like things you see on knitting podcasts, and it's always like,
true.
Can you see it? Is it blurry?
It doesn't focus.
I laugh every time. So anyway, I've just finished Nevada Bar's Blood Lure book, which this is the one that is set in Glacier National Park, which is where my uncle works. And I've been to this park, so I was like really excited to read this book. Well, it's all about bears because they have a big bear population in Glacier. So if you are scared of bears, I would give this one a miss because it's pretty scary. Like I'm like scared of bears, like peripherally, like I'm scared of the idea of bears. Like we don't have bears around here in Cleveland. But in the back of my mind, like if I go in the woods, I'm like, oh my God, where's the bear? There's going to be a bear and it's going to get me. So this one was really fun. If you're interested in like bears or, wildlife conservation or, she did like the character Anna does a lot of backpacking into and out of the mountains. Oh, obviously there's a murder. It's a murder mystery series, so obviously someone dies, and then Anna has to figure out who the murderer is.
And did you say which number? Do you know which number?
This, I thought it was 8, but I'm pretty sure it's actually, this is book number 9 in the series. And I held off reading this one because I was so excited for the book about Glacier National Park. So I like paused. When I got to this book, I paused and I was like read other stuff.
I see.
And also my library didn't have this one on Kindle. They only had it on EPUB, which was really weird.
Yeah, I don't like that. I've gotten used to continuous scrolling on the Kindle app, and now when it only is on the library app and you have to switch pages this way, my brain can't switch back. I'm trying to like force it to scroll this way. It's like, no, we only go sideways.
EPUBs don't work on, like I have a Kindle Paperwhite.
Yeah.
And I don't like to read on my iPad or my phone because I won't read. I'll go on social media, or I'll be like, "Ooh, I need to look something up really quick," and then
it's 20 minutes.
Yeah, but like the Kindle, it's so free. Like it has Wikipedia on there, but it's so slow and such a pain in the ass that like it's not worth it to try to look stuff up. So that keeps me reading when I'm supposed to be reading. And I've been on the hunt for super short books because I'm still behind on my Goodreads 100 books challenge for 2021. So I don't know. It almost feels like cheating if you or I feel like I'm cheating almost, like seeking out these super short books. So I just read We Should All Be Feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. So I was reading another book by her earlier in one of the earlier episodes, and now I can't remember what it was called, but I never finished that one. I lost interest and I abandoned it. But this audiobook is only 45 minutes long. And so if you listen to it on like 1.5 speed, it took me like half an hour. And it's adapted from her TED Talk. It's about feminism. It's really good. She's really articulate. Her writing is beautiful. So if you need a super quick, super shorty book, I recommend this one for sure. It will make you want to burn all your bras and go kick a man in the nuts. And then this is the last book I'm currently in the middle of. It's called The Jumbies by Tracy Baptiste, and it's a middle grade. Have you?
Such a good cover. No.
Yeah,
really
right? It's so cute. It's like this little, stupid lights. It's a little girl in a forest and there's creepy eyes, and it's set in the Caribbean, maybe Haiti. I don't remember which, but it's like, it's all about, like the Jumbies are these forest creatures. So it's like all of this like Caribbean folklore.
Ooh.
The beginning of the blurb reads, a spine-tingling tale rooted in Caribbean folklore that will have readers holding their breath as they fly through its pages. And it is just the cutest. I'm like halfway through maybe, but it's really, it's cute. It's a kid's book. I mean, there's magic, there's a witch in it, there's like all the descriptions of like the ocean and the mountains and like the Caribbean not ecosystem, habitat, we're to the point in filming where I don't remember how to talk. All the like the environment, all the nature in the Caribbean, whatever. So that's you know, I love beautiful descriptions. So that's I'm really enjoying that, and yeah, the folklore aspect is really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's a good one. I think the audio is like 5.5 hours total. So I need to finish that hopefully this week when I want to work on my Retrowhirl cowl.
Nice.
So that's all I have for books. Are we at the end?
We are at
Is
the
that
end.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, do you have anything else?
No.
I feel like we had so much to talk about today, and it was so nice to record in person.
I really, it's better when you can like,
oh, for sure,
bounce off each other and not be like, hello.
Our next episode will be on June 1st. That we're going to recap the Great Lakes Fiber Show. Yeah, that's going to be really fun.
We'll be back out in the world.
Remember to subscribe so you don't miss our episodes. You can follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Make sure you comment for our giveaway. Leave your favorite beginner patterns. I think that's it. Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks
you.
for hanging out. We'll see you soon. Bye.